come to order. Please rise for the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the village board meeting. Welcome to the village board meeting on February 23rd, 2026. Roll call, please.
Terry.
Here.
Smith. Here. Kraus.
Here.
Diachenko.
Here.
Stacy.
Here.
Gardner.
Here.
In your packet, you have the meetings for the February 9th meeting. Does anyone have any changes? If not, can we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Terry.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Kraus.
Abstain.
Diachenko.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Gardner.
Abstain.
Does anyone from the audience wish to address the board? All right, under my report, the only thing I have, this came up relatively recently. If we recall, 3 years back, maybe more than 3 years, Elsie's came in for a liquor license to put in a gaming cafe over on Route 1. And they have finally been able to open. They opened, I believe, in December. So they're gonna have a ribbon cutting on the 25th from 11 to 1. You're all invited to be there. And, you know, if you recall, we kind of specified that we were looking more for eateries and not so much gaming cafes. So they are working on a menu. I know they have meatball sandwiches. They've got sub sandwiches, things like that. I'm not quite sure what else, but anybody who wants to come will be able to see that. The public is invited, and they just wanted me to let you know, and I have to get the ribbon and the scissors before then so that I can get over there for the ribbon cutting.
You said that's the 25th?
The 25th, yep, from 11 to 1. Let me double check that to be sure. Yes, it is. So, and I'm sure the ribbon cutting portion will be probably right at 11. All right, village clerk's report. Nothing? All right, Finance and Administration Committee, Trustee Kraus.
Thank you. The treasurer's report?
The January month end of the village accounts, $5,336,590.44. The January month end of the commission accounts, $493,333.49. The two combined, $5,829,923.93. The January month end in general, $1,475,721.30. The January commission non-AP payments for the month of January totaled $530,305. Other than the normal payrolls and so forth, the only other check was Fieldgate, and that was to refund the deposit in lieu of credit. But other than that, pretty standard. And if there are no questions, that would end my report.
So I will make a motion approving the treasurer's report as read.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion? Roll call?
Gardner.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Diachenko.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Smith. Yes. Terry.
Yes.
And then I'd like to make a motion approving the list of bills and payroll in the amount of $45,343.07.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion? Roll call?
Terry.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Diachenko.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
And that's all I have.
Okay, Public Buildings and Properties, Trustee Diachenko.
Thank you, Mayor. Just like to have some open discussion and consideration just regarding the allocation of proceeds from the sale of the former police station. A list along with this pricing is enclosed, a couple pages down. Do you want me to just read through each one of them? Just to...
Yeah.
Okay.
As well.
Sure. So the sale of the old PD fund expenditures is $227,000. I'll just list them in order here. The stage renovation in Fireman's Park, $130,000. 4th of July Commission is to pay $10,000 towards the project. Our end cost is $120,000, and that's a hard number. Rip-rap stone around the new PD pond, $6,500, and will not exceed $6,500. A lighted sign at the new PD, $20,000, and that's a hard number. Canvas for buildings on one cloud system, $20,000. Do what we can the first year listed with the amount and add other buildings in the future as needed. Landscaping outside of Village Hall will not exceed $5,000. New flooring inside the Village Hall, hard number of $5,320. Carpet cleaning all Village Hall areas, a hard number of $775. Filing cabinets for Village Hall, $1,500, and will not exceed that amount. Then an awning, drive-through, and soft lights at Village Hall will not exceed $45,000. Total for all projects will be $234,224, minus the $10,000 from the 4th of July Commission, bringing that number to $224,095.
And the things that are gonna be in the packet, are some of the things that were hard numbers, so, the rest of it would be consensus items. I know there's been some discussion and some concern as to whether or not we're gonna spend that park amount at this point in time. I know our village administrator, I don't wanna speak for you, but if you wanna kind of give your concerns and.
Yeah, no, I had sent out an email and also printed, so you have that in front of you. I guess the most important point I would consider making is that now that we have park impact fees coming in, that those fees are restricted to park repairs or park infrastructure. So I sort of felt like that might be a better use of funds as opposed to spending so that $120,000 on the stage. We could hold off because, I mean, I don't know how many times exactly we use it, but I'm sure it's under 10 a year. And the amount of time, like I said, that we use the stage, I think we could wait, another year, maybe two. We have some developments and we're gonna have park impact fees coming in that could help to pay for that, and that we can't use that money for anything other than parks. And then I pointed out as well that it seems like we've been having emergency repairs every year. This year, right after we approved the budget, we had a $128,000 repair to well 5. We've got fund balance shortage in our health insurance that we owe $51,000 for. Health insurance is going up, so just kind of things to consider. These are things that we could use this money for. Whereas, like I said, when we build up the park funds with the park impact fees, we could use that for the stage. But we can't use that for anything but parks.
I think we should probably gonna agree with you on a lot of that too, and some of these funds I think should be reserved only because for public works with the different things and the developments that we have, I think a lot of that stuff is gonna be, put to the test from our water issues, and our mains that are over there. Plus, not to mention, I don't know what we're doing with like the water tower. I think that didn't the previous water tower need to be redone, or weren't they talking about how it's gonna have to get painted and recolored, and then we may even need a new water tower when more development comes in, and that's gonna be pretty pricey.
Yeah, wasn't the one tower that needed to be painted, I think, or
Correct, yeah.
recommended? Yeah, okay.
And I don't even remember, what was the cost even approximately just for painting?
300,000-ish.
Yeah.
Small chunk of change, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So what are everybody's thoughts, even on any of these items on the list? Of course, the biggest one is gonna be the stage renovation, where we wanna do that now or not. And again, there's some of this stuff like that don't even necessarily have to vote on tonight, because some of this stuff like the riprap, we don't have solid prices on that. The signs for the PD, actually, those are in front of you. And those, they gave us 2 options. One of them, the one that has the solid brick on the bottom, that one is $19,853.04. The other one with the pillar on each side is $20,064.25. And funny story, this one was supposed to be about $2,000 more. and all I did was ask her, I didn't like the way it looked when you lit it up at night, it was individual letters and it just looked blurry. So she came back with making this kind of a face on it and dropped like $2,000 off the price.
Yeah.
And these things, I mean, we could ask her to quote it a little bit smaller, or, you know, there's things you can do, that's up to you guys if you wanna go that route. That was one that had a hard cost on it. Filing cabinets, carpet cleaning, I'm not worried about that stuff. Carpet cleaning has to be done. The new flooring, we've got tile that's peeling up and there's moisture underneath the tile and edges are popping up, that's gotta be done. The cameras, we don't have an exact cost on. The awning through the drive-through, do you wanna kind of address that a little bit as far as what we think needs to be done, or?
Yeah, so if you come in from the Buddy side of the drive-through back here, you can see that there's two separate colors of metal awning around the top. It's all original from the 80s when the building was built. The main objective with this would be to update all of that as well as the area underneath the drive-through. They're actually ceiling tiles, but they're made for outdoor. We had, when the tornado went through 2.5, 3 years ago, there was some damage done to it. We just kind of repaired it ourselves in-house. So we'd be looking to completely remodel that whole area and get everything matching throughout.
So this was not a hard quote, we had someone look at it pretty extensively, kind of get inside of it and take a look, and this was their kind of ballpark estimate. We don't have like a full estimate for that yet. You know, I'll leave it open to you guys. What do you think is important to do now? How much of this do you want to spend?
I'll just go through these one at a time. The sign for the PD, I think we do need something out there. I know it's already been one instance where someone got confused where they're going. I've said I don't know if we need it lit up, but the police department's pretty lit up at night. I mean, I know someone mentioned about one of the street lights. I don't remember if it's on or not when I went by, but I mean, with the parking lot and the cam lights and everything, that place is lit up. So I don't know if that's a nominal fee with it or if it's a major expense to light it up. But I would say I think we do need something out there to say, here's the police department, turn it here. The stage, I think that is something we should do. That is the last sort of big piece of the puzzle that is down there that isn't done. You know, we did the splash pad, it was with some COVID money, we put new equipment in there. And then I know the 4th of July, they had that list since they've been in existence, they put $400,000 or $500,000 into the park between like beer stand and fixing things up, and they built the garage, which was not for them but for rec also. Things like that, and this is sort of, to me, it's the last piece down there. It's got the old cracked concrete floor. I know they want some aesthetic changes too, but I just think that is something we should do. Even if we get these fees, we're talking a year or two, and it's still not gonna be enough. Like we've seen with every other project, when we put it off, the cost goes up. So we don't know if we wait 2 years, is the fees we're gonna get for park impact, is that gonna be half it? Is it gonna be a third of it? We just don't know. Yes, those fees are restricted, but we have plenty of parks where I always need to update equipment. If anyone was here when we put the equipment in, just that little piece of equipment was tens of thousands of dollars. So if we just decide to do a little project, that money's gonna go, it'll be used. The rail system, what's that exactly? Because that's not on this list, is that something?
Yeah, so with the design of unknowing what the north side of the stage was gonna be, I didn't include that into the bid package. So basically, there's a railing up there now. We were talking of completely encompassing the stage doors on the bottom and making like a shelter door type thing. But that's all kind of gone away. It's gonna be open still, so we need to do some sort of railing system along that north end, which is currently existing, but we're gonna redo it with something more modern. Kind of like what's on the walking bridge down, that was done with a nice picket, you know.
And that's basically just a safety feature.
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the flooring, it's bad, we need to fix it.
Yeah, just to kind of pigtail off of that, maybe a question for Matt. I know that concrete in the one corner is getting pretty bad. Is it getting close to being maybe a safety issue for people being on the stage of it, or is it still structurally sound?
It's still structurally
Okay.
sound. The plan for what was bid for was that they were gonna put Trex decking over the top of the entire thing, just as the same was done with the boardwalk along Gould Street.
Okay.
They were just gonna totally cover the concrete and, yeah.
So I guess my overall, like, if we're not gonna, I don't think we should pick and choose to do like one or not the other. If the board wants to say, hey, we need to paint the water tower, then we should use all this money for it, because the water tower's gonna be realistically probably 350, 400.
Mhm.
So this will be about half it, we're still have to find the other half of the money. The brand new water tower, we're talking millions.
Yep.
This isn't gonna help with that at all. We'd end up taking a loan out or something like that for a major project like that. Does stuff break? Yes, it breaks every year. You know, we've been on the board a while. We always have emergencies we can't account for. It's a budget, it's the best guess we can do, when we work within that. So, I mean, if that's the way the board wants to go, then I would say, do any of this stuff and use it for a major infrastructure project. Or, you know, do a few of these things that I think we can do. This is a one-time revenue. It's not a revenue stream we're gonna dedicate to something every year. Get this done, and then, it'll be done.
So I don't know that you have to do all or nothing at all. You can kind of pick and choose through here. But there's also another option, and actually I had asked our attorney about it this morning, if we could do a due-to sort of borrow between the accounts. So if you spend this money on the stage, as money comes in for the park fund from builders, start paying it back to the village. You don't know how much that will come up with. I mean, right now, if you've got 5 permits pulled or 10 permits pulled, it's not a lot, but it could end up covering half of it or more than half, and you don't do anything to any of the other parks.
And I did
This
ask
is
about
what we
that today,
spent.
like as the money comes in for those permits, because you said we get paid as they get the permit, right? Not apply for it, but get it. So yeah, I mean, if we get 10 permits between now and when the, board does the stage, just minus that money out with the fees and the sale of PD money can save to whatever else the board wants to do.
And that meets the requirement of using that money for the lots towards park fee, right then?
Yeah, it's just a
Okay.
temporary transfer that we
Okay.
can put those monies back.
Yeah, because the impact fees have to be used for
Right,
parks.
okay.
for park
So
funds.
we can do future, like, let's say, whatever, if the board says yes to the stage.
Then we have to make sure we keep track of that all throughout all the years to make sure that that's happening. But
Yeah, I mean,
Which there would
40
have to be
homes.
probably a letter or something done, or,
It requires a resolution or orders to transfer the funds, but it's not a big deal. And then it's just a matter of if it's more than a year, then re-upping it or correcting it so that it's still reflected.
And showing proof that it went towards a park-related project.
I think that'd be even better than, yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, let's use all those funds for that project if we can, but if the project's done now, we can still pay ourselves back in the future. Sounds like it's good.
and there won't be enough coming out of there to pay for the whole thing, but at
Yeah.
least, if the amount is built that, that we think might, you could at least cover half of that, and that would, even as money is coming in, that could be getting put back in, because of course, if we pay out this, then the money that comes back to reimburse it comes back to the village, and it gives us a little bit extra to spend. The cameras, we don't know what that's gonna cost yet, we could kind of wait on that one. I don't know, this is just my personal opinion, not you guys, and I don't get a vote unless you tie it up, but,
You want us to tie it up, is what you're saying?
pardon me. You don't wanna tie this up.
I think that's a great idea with the park, in fact, I didn't realize we could do it in the future. With the
Yeah,
D2,
typically
so,
it's a year, but he says you could extend it for like another year.
I mean, if people are wanting it to go that way in the future anyways, why not get it done now when we have the cost and it's cheaper than it would be in 2 to 3 years?
The only thing is the 4th of July Commission, the proceeds from the 4th of July Commission actually go to putting in park, the investment into the park. So, I mean, why wouldn't we see what they get for the next couple of years and utilize that money along with some of the allocated fees from the permits to do it next year? I mean, it's structurally sound right now.
Yeah.
And they do have a bit of money, I'm not 100% sure budget-wise what they've
Yeah,
got.
because they're proposing to kick in 10 now. Do we maybe say, it's hard to predict in the future, maybe, again in the future towards it or something?
I mean, cause every year they do, you know, they do improvements to the park with, you know, their proceeds, so I don't, you know, I'm not sure what the sense of urgency is, especially if it's structurally sound. I mean, does it look a little eyesore? Sure, but I mean, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And, you know, to utilize these funds, I just think to try and be responsible with some of our reserves is my biggest concern. And I think that there's some of the things that, you know, that are on this list that may not be a hard number, but when it comes to, you know, the flooring inside the village, if the floor is coming up, then, you know, that's something that we should fix. Our people are here working in it every day, I mean, that's their atmosphere. You're working in the slum, I mean, you lose morale, you know, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I would think that those are necessities that we would utilize the funds for, because this is all stuff within the village, and we don't have that opportunity unless we do something within the budget to, you know, to fix some of these. If that number is higher than what we budgeted for regular daily maintenance within Village Hall, then, you know, this is an opportunity where we would have that as a reserve to utilize.
Yeah,
the camera
5320
feature.
is a hard number.
Yeah, and the camera feature too, I mean, I think that's important. I mean, right now, we've got several different systems. I don't know if any of the trustees have went back there and actually looked at it, but it's in shambles. I mean, there's wires coming out every which way. I mean, you don't know what, when you go look at it, you look at it, and it's disastrous. I mean, to get all that stuff cleaned up and to put everything on the same, you know, VMS system to where if something were to happen, we would be able to access it. Public Works can access all three systems, police can access all three systems. It's a no-brainer on some of those, to me. I mean, knock on wood, we haven't had to have it, but, I mean, people utilize the drive-through every day. I think that's important. I think we need to fix some of that stuff.
So here's another thought that just came to me. If we did not do the stage right now, if we put it off till the end of the season, and see how much we have that comes in from impact fees, you could end up having 20 or 30 or 40,000 that comes in impact fees that would defray some of the cost of this. And just a thought, go back to 4th of July, see if they can kick in a little bit extra, it might cut some of that down and still maybe do it the same year, just depends.
How long is that quote good for, Matt?
30 days.
I mean, if Joe was saying that the Village Hall's a slum, to use your word, so there's 53 to 20 for a floor.
If it don't get fixed, it's gonna be a slum.
The cameras are 20, so it's 25,000 out of 227.
Well, the 20 is an estimate, correct,
For what?
for cameras?
Yeah, I don't have a number on that at all.
Is that like replacing cameras, or is it just software? Or
Well, it's replacing cameras and then integrating our Genetech systems
about how many cameras are we talking?
We're talking 5 buildings, so whatever that would equate to.
Is it more than 20 cameras total?
I don't know. I have 8 just at our Public Works facility, so
And you got the wastewater treatment plant, I think we actually need a couple other cameras there than what we have.
probably, yeah, we're talking doing the storage hut, the depot, the Village Hall.
Couple extra cameras at the park, are we talking, or are we done there?
I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, if you figure 1,000 a camera,
Mhm.
just for cameras, and then if you have to run any cabling, VMS stuff, yeah, that 20 seems really low. Okay.
I know we don't have hard numbers for like the riprap around the PD pond, but that's probably.
That's just kind of
you
ongoing. I mean,
estimated
that'll,
high on that, cause that's gonna be done in-house.
correct.
Yeah. Same for if we do anything with the landscaping at Village Hall, you were just guesstimating doing some nice mulch, and then we figured doing wild grass and maybe some burning bushes or something like that, and
Mhm.
none of that is super expensive to be done, but had to plug a number in, so. Carpet cleaning's a nothing. The awning is the next biggest expense.
Yeah, aside from the stage, you've got the sign and the PD, the
Yep.
cameras, and then the awning are the 3 big ones.
Yep.
I mean, you know, the sign, that 20,000, that's,
That's a solid.
yeah, that's a solid number, okay.
All right, let's start from the bottom up. So, what are we thinking? Do we think the awning should be done?
Yes.
Consensus?
Yes.
Is that's the
That's
right on
over
back
here,
here?
the drive-through, yeah.
Do we,
That's
I'm
the
just
entire
curious,
building.
Do we get a lot of drive-through customers for the?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Pay
okay.
water bills.
Oh, okay, good.
That's the entire building, not just the
Oh,
drive-through.
okay,
That's-
Oh,
that's-
around the whole thing,
The
oh,
whole
yeah,
building.
Okay.
yeah, so like the whole like soffit kind of thing that's.
Yeah, soffit fascia, can lights all the way around, new can lights in the drive-through area, and, yeah.
Gotcha.
So is it like taking it down, replacing it, or what's?
The-
Is
the-
it just aesthetics, or,
Yeah, mostly aesthetics, yeah.
so is there a functional issue with it now?
Not necessarily,
The
besides,
drive-through?
besides the lighting. The lighting's a functional issue, but.
Okay, so improve the lighting, okay.
I mean, the awning's not gonna fall down, it looks awful, but over the drive-through, it's,
Correct.
okay.
A garbage truck hit the far northeast corner of it.
Pardon?
A garbage truck hit the northeast corner of it, but
It might fall down there.
besides that, yeah. No. We just see green paint up there, so we're just assuming that it was a garbage truck.
Yeah. All right, then let's pause on the awning. Anybody got a problem with file cabinets?
Yeah,
Not to exceed 1,500, let's start with the easy stuff. Carpet cleaning,
nah, that's no problem.
flooring.
Is that all the flooring?
It's
Um,
just the.
All the tile.
Oh, okay.
So all the tile in the building, foyer, Matt's office, the
Yeah,
front, this.
bathrooms,
whole-
yeah.
Bathrooms, yeah. And I guess this stuff, the way it was cemented down, it was not done in a waterproof manner, so.
Correct, yeah, the glue wasn't, done with a waterproof glue.
So there's moisture getting underneath, and that's why the edges of the tile are all starting to.
There's
bubble.
tile in the bathroom that's literally broken out, so, yeah.
Careful those words, I heard the yell.
All right, anybody have an issue with flooring?
No.
All right, landscaping, yay or nay?
Get numbers before we?
We can get numbers on that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can price the bushes and the rubber mulch and, yeah.
And anything above the 5,000 or whichever would be something we would bring to the board anyways, because that's required.
Yeah. The cameras, almost sounds like we may have to pause on that anyway, since we have,
I think we need to maybe a little more detailed quote, because
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely think we need to.
We need to know how many cameras, what it's, yeah. All right, that's a pause. Sign at the PD.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you wanna do, and you have two in front of you, they're slightly different price. Just look at them first and see which one you like. I would suggest you do that first. And there is a page on there, they're close in price, but one is cheaper. There's a second page, shows you what they look like at night, pull it up. And we don't have the one, there was actually one that showed them out on the lawn, what it would look like, yeah, but we don't have that in here. But it does have the price. I think the one on the left with the embankment kind of a brick, this one. That's, I think that's one color brick, if we get two color brick on it, it's an extra $570, $730 or something, we don't need that.
I like option two, just because I think the bigger lettering.
Here's the exterior.
Oh, okay.
You guys can pass it along.
And then looking at the night picture, the address is lit up on the one.
Correct.
So I'd say
Yeah.
just do the one without the address.
And this
But I'm
can
okay
be,
with it.
yeah, and this can be changed too. I mean, this lettering doesn't have to be, she asked today, is this how you want it? I mean, you could leave Beecher off and put police department in the address, or you could put the address on this and shrink the lettering a little, you know, there's options, but.
I think they both look nice.
I like option two also.
That's this guy?
Yeah, no, this one.
Oh, is that one you like better?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is two, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait, I meant option one is the one I did, sorry.
Well, I disagree with
I
Brian.
read it wrong.
I like two, and I'd say this, I mean, it's simple, it's got the town, the police department, and the address.
Mhm. And you could, if you like this brick better, you can have this lettering's on this bottom.
I'll let you guys figure it out.
Is that gonna be harder for you guys to maintain with the open underneath stuff? Oh, okay.
No.
I don't know, I feel different than Todd, I don't love having the address on there, I feel like it's too much. I kinda like the simplicity of just Beecher Police Department.
I like option one as well.
So, how many like this option?
Raise your
What is
hand.
that?
Show hand.
1, 2, 3, 4. Alright,
But I'm,
and just to be sure, you're for this one? Yep.
Todd likes option
You like
three.
this
No,
one?
just- no.
Eric's got the vote.
I already put my vote in, George.
Eric doesn't
Eric
care.
said, just put a sign on it.
I like the first one.
The first
I mean,
one?
I don't think you can have your address on there necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah,
Option three. No.
no sign.
Just an arrow.
Alright, so you're looking at the cheaper sign for the 19,853.04.
Never mind, I went to everyone else.
Is
Wait,
that-
There he is.
The price is mixed up, never
It's like $800 cheaper.
I changed the lit up letters and it came back 2,000 cheaper. We're like, who knew?
Is there anything, I don't believe there's an address on the building right now itself, and I believe legally we have to have that posted.
We do, and were we talking about putting?
Yeah, I was waiting for direction on what's supposed to be on the doorways, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I put it on the doors,
yeah.
on the double-sided doors?
But we're gonna put like the business hours, maybe non-emergency phone number, and then the address above them, but I just need to know exactly what that is. I've already talked with, Gipple Graphics about doing it, so we're just waiting
Like
for
what's out here.
direction on it.
Yeah, and that's gotta be even for our fire inspection, you've gotta have, size lettering, 6-inch lettering or something on the building. And like I says, these signs can be changed, you can put the address on it if you wanted to, you guys can email me if you have thoughts on that later, we haven't approved anything yet. Alright, riprap around the pond. Is that something that needs to be done, or?
Can I keep fishing? I don't know.
Is there currently anything around the pond, or is it just?
There is not.
Nothing, there's nothing.
Okay, I didn't think so.
And it's being done in-house, so I don't think it's gonna cost much money.
No, you estimated high on that one, correct?
Yeah, just 'cause I don't know the cost of stone for big riprap is pretty expensive, so.
Alright,
We did well 5 pond in 3 separate years, just because of the cost, so. I mean, well 5's obviously about 3 times the size of the police department pond, so,
That's the one in Hunter's Chase, right?
correct, yeah, by, Director Heim's house, yeah.
alright. So to be determined at a later date are the cameras, when we figure out what that's gonna cost. Landscaping, we need a number, something a little more solid. So you're down to the awning and the stage. Makes it easier, just take little bites out of it.
I mean, the biggest difference is just cost. They're both mostly aesthetic than functional.
And options, you could put them both off. You could do the awning, you could wait till the end of the season and do the stage, and still do the due-to from the other funds. See if we have a little more money coming in. You could do the stage now if you wanted. I mean, it's-
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously for the stage. If we're gonna do two, I don't know why it matters now, or, I mean, a year from now, if we have funds now, we'll use, if we have the funds in a year, we can, I mean, we can put it off in the future. I didn't realize we can use those funds in the future for a due-to. I mean, that's, obviously, I think that's what everyone would like to see, probably the best thing, if it's gotta be for infrastructure.
The only difference with the due-to is if 5 permits get pulled and it stops,
Yeah.
there's nothing to pay back the due-to, and, you got 10,000 off the price and that's it. Where if you wait towards the end of the season, you have more of an idea of what's gonna be built and what isn't. That's probably the biggest difference. Not even if you wait a year, if you do the end of the season. But it's up to y'all.
What else has to say, yes or no?
Yep.
I'm kinda leaning towards waiting on the stage, just cause that's a huge chunk of change, and I kinda see Joe's point that I don't know the urgency with it.
And Joe, you were a wait, this is a consensus, not necessarily.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on the stage and do the awning.
Okay, so you would wanna do the awning?
I would wanna do the awning, yes.
Alright, Todd, we know. What were you thinking on the awning? Do the stage, hold the awning?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I mean, all of this equals the amount of money we have, so if the awning's aesthetic, why are we saying yes to that and not? Is it because of the cost with the stage? Because the awning just said it was aesthetic, except for one small piece where a garbage truck hit.
Yes.
So I mean, we're saying yes to aesthetics for the awning, no to aesthetics.
For me, it's just because it's the village hall, and I feel like this is a main point of the village, and I think it should look the best that it can look. That's just me.
I do too, that's why I think the landscaping to get a number.
Okay,
I think we should do both.
both?
But I feel if we kick the can down the road a year now, it's, we don't have the money now, and they may not get done. And then we may run into a point where it's, oh, now both of them could be structurally sound and have to do it when we don't have the funds.
And either way, it's gonna cost more.
If it's
Yes.
structurally unsound in a couple of years, we're just gonna be putting something over that concrete, so we're gonna have structural problems.
No, I mean for both, they both can be structural and sound, that's why I think we should do them both now.
I think the awning at the village hall, because first of all, the village hall is open every day. You know, it does get a lot of business, you do see a lot of taxpayers, and you don't wanna see it looking like shambles. And I think with the impact fees that are coming with all these homes and the permits, that could take care of tithes, and I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of money left over from here. And that would take care of the
Well,
stage.
yeah, if we do everything right now, and, which I'm thinking the cameras are not gonna happen at this point, because we don't even have a price, and it looks like it would go over budget, so we're probably gonna have 22,000-ish.
39,948.
Huh?
All the things that we said yes came to 39,948.
Gotcha, okay. I was thinking what we would have left over, you know, if we don't do the cameras right now, we probably should, but if we don't do the cameras right now or piecemeal them out, we'll have 20,000 left sitting in case another emergency comes up. Plus, there's a little over 2,000 that was unspoken for that, you know, that we weren't spending anyway. So that's 22 if we do it all. So are you saying wait with the stage, in your opinion?
Yes.
In a perfect world, I'd like to see both of them done, but truthfully, I don't even think I've ever actually looked at the awning, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't. Everyone's gonna see that stage at some point or another.
Yeah, even people from out of town when we do the Fourth of July Fest.
That's the big thing.
We're talking about taxpayers, how many taxpayers go to the 4th of July Fest?
Right. People from out of town aren't gonna be driving through our drive-through. So I'm not saying that doesn't have to be done, that should be done, but I'd like to see the stage done.
So we got 3 stage, 3 wait.
You asked for a split, Mark, there you go.
Batter up.
So are we voting on this stuff tonight? Because it's on.
We'll
on the
have to
agenda.
get to it when we're on the agenda, yeah, because each item is gonna be on there for a vote. So, we'll see when we take a vote. I just figured we'd go through this list to kind of see where we stand. Obviously, we don't have prices on the cameras, we don't have to deal with that. The landscaping, we can see what that's gonna come up to, and we can bring that up at a future meeting. Same for the awning, but I know we have kind of a firm thing about the awning, so, I don't think that's up for a vote tonight, just because we didn't have a solid number for it. So that's something we can actually bring up when we get, if we can get a solid bid on that one.
Yeah, you wanna go to bid on it?
Pardon?
You wanna go to bid on it?
Yeah,
That's-
don't you guys think so? You wanna go to bid on the awning?
It'd be good to see an actual price, I mean, it could come in way under or way over, I mean.
Yep.
Do we gotta go to bid on the stage?
We did.
We did.
That's in the.
Oh,
Yeah, it was sent out to 4 companies, 2 responded.
I thought it was just a breakdown of all this stuff.
Okay, well, I'll turn it back to you to start going through. And I don't know, on number 2, do we have to waive the bid process since, for the sign company? Yeah, okay, gotcha,
That's why you technically have to wait.
okay.
Okay, all right. So, next order, I'd like to consider a motion to waive the bid process and purchase a double-sided illuminated monument sign for the public safety facility an amount not to exceed $21,000 from All Right Sign Incorporated. This purchase will be made with funds from the sale of the former police station.
And should that be two separate motions, waiving the bid process first, or can we do
No,
it that way?
you can combine it, but I would specify which.
Which-
I guess the which one.
Yeah,
Yeah, so,
and I believe option one was the more popular.
yep. And that one, the price, if we don't really need the not to exceed, it would be $19,853.04.
Yeah, an amount of $19,853.04.
And I will second that motion for option one.
All right. Discussion? Roll call?
Gardner,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Diachenko,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Carey.
Yes.
Okay, do you want me to go through number 3, or we've decided to hold off on that, or?
No, you might as well go through.
Okay. I'd like to consider a motion accepting a proposal to renovate the Fireman's Park stage in the amount of $123,000 from Irwin Construction and J&A Grass Concrete Construction. Staff received 2 proposals, which are enclosed for your review. Irwin Construction has asked for 50% down to begin ordering material. RFP specifications stated all work must be completed by May 22nd, 2026, due to the summer concert series beginning in June. This purchase will be made with funds from the sale of the former police station.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion?
I do have discussion. For the board members who have expressed concerns with the cost of this, as Roger pointed out, we still have $187,000 out of that money. What were you guys looking to allocate that for? If it's not a capital improvement project.
Well, what, 187,000?
Because Roger
White
said
was
we
holding
added
it in
about,
reserves for if there is a problem or if there's an issue. Like if we had a $128,000 repair at the beginning of the year.
so we'd stick it in reserves?
Well, and here, I'll come up with discussion too. So if we're not, and this is totally up to the board, if we're not going to do the cameras at this point, we will have, if we do the stage, we'll still have 22,000 basically sitting around, correct? If we did everything else. 22,000-ish that could stay in reserves. We haven't gotten quotes on some of the rest of this stuff. And again, I know cameras should be done, but that's another shoulda, woulda, coulda. So I don't know about 187. I don't wanna say too much because of my vote, so, well, there was a motion and a second. And this is to do the work now, correct?
Can
For
I,
your
can I
motion?
amend that to add the due to from the, amend my second to add the due to from the park impact fees for any future collection, however.
Is that okay to add it if it wasn't written that way in the agenda, or?
We'll still need to do a separate resolution or ordinance in 2 weeks to do that transfer, but you can approve it and do the transfer next time, so that's fine.
Okay.
I'd like to add that to my, can I add it to my second, how's that work out?
You could just add that as part of the direction, that's fine. If you'd like to see that as a temporary transfer.
Okay, I'll include that in the initial considering of the
Yeah,
motion.
Any park impact fees collected, we said we do it 12 months, then we gotta redo it for the next 12 months, we'll
And
go
then it
towards.
gets extended after that
Yeah,
until
we'll go towards the,
the balance is paid. All right, there's a interesting motion and a second.
additional, add-on to the second?
Yeah. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Terry,
No.
Smith,
No.
Kraus,
Yes.
Diachenko,
Yes.
Stacy,
No.
Gardner.
Yes.
Mayor?
For me, and I'm gonna tell you why, it's a no for today. I'm willing to do it at the end of the season, when we see more money coming in, but for doing it now, it's a no.
Okay. Next step, consider a motion approving the purchase of miscellaneous items, including a railing system for the north edge of Fireman's Park, stage for all protection, lettering on the awning area above the stage, removal of center column, etc., in the amount not to exceed $7,000. This purchase will be made with funds from the sale of the former police station.
Now, is
Is that only
this,
if we did the stage?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask.
Yeah.
Is that kind of contingent on number 3 being approved?
yeah,
Okay, so then we'll just
Yeah, I think
hold
so.
off on that motion, okay,
You can table it, motion to table
Yeah.
it.
okay.
You just take no action.
yeah, just.
Oh, okay.
And then
All right.
next time.
Strike
you
that from the
state
record.
it up.
Yeah, because on the list, on the quote list, it was 130,000, I think that included the 123 plus the 7.
Okay. Let's see, number 5, yeah, consider a motion approving the purchase of flooring for the village hall in the amount of $5,320 from Beecher Flooring Covering. This purchase will be made with the funds from the sale of the former police station.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Terry,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Diachenko,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Okay, number 6, consider a motion approving the purchase of Govee Pro LED permanent lighting for the Fireman's Park Beer Stand Pavilion in the amount of $4,000 from Phil's Electric. The purchase will be made with the funds from the fiscal year 25-26 general funds park budget.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion? And I actually have a question, where is this going and why?
It's,
Around the beer stand?
yeah, it's
all
the
the X-
programmable LED lighting around the beer pavilion. So you could do different coloring for different events, times of the year. I don't know if you've seen them on the houses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Go
okay.
be like that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I actually got pricing for the beer stand and for the vendor building, but I
Yeah.
removed the vendor building, realizing that I didn't pay the fertilizer and weed control out of the park budget yet this year, so I had to nix that one for now. But
How much is in the park fund these days?
12.5, well, I don't know what you take out.
yeah, I took 5,000 out so far for, as part of the bills this time, actually, for rubber mulch for one of the other parks, and then fertilizer will be close to 4,000, so.
So why weren't we using that towards the stage? Never mind, it's a dead horse. Okay.
You know, like Chamber Road, you can figure it out.
All right, roll call?
Gardner,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Diachenko,
Yes,
Kraus,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
and that is all I have.
Thank you. Planning, building, and zoning, trustee Stacy.
Thank you, Mayor. Discussion and recommendations for the noise ordinance, which we did meet on.
Yes.
Do you have anything to say about that, Mayor?
Yeah, so in the packet, you've got, there's just a couple of pages with some underlines on them. And I know, I don't like a lot of gray area, I think sometimes.
No, I live in the gray, right?
Sometimes our attorney does not necessarily agree with that, but for 6-1-21, that was some of the stuff we talked about. Under A, I'm gonna leave that one alone after we talked about it. There's a line about the unnecessary and unreasonable period of time. I feel like that is just so vague. Anybody could say it's, 5 minutes to one person is unreasonable and unnecessary, and 5 hours to someone else. But the part about the horn thing, as he brought up, there really shouldn't be any reason anybody's like, laying on a horn. So, you might say that anytime that's happening, it would be unreasonable and unnecessary. We're kind of looking at terminology on this. But when you get to B, the operation or running of an engine or refrigerator unit in any motor vehicle for unreasonably long periods of time while the vehicle is standing or parked, especially between the hours of 9 p.m. and 7 a.m., but not limited to the foregoing time period. Where we talked about it, we thought that was unnecessarily vague. Pretty much you could say that any time is no good, except, the only time that's really not allowed is 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. I don't know about getting rid of the but not limited to the foregoing time period, so that, with this, the way it's written, you could come in, even if it's during the day from 2 to 4 o'clock, and you could come in and say, I don't want that running, it leaves a lot of latitude. Sometimes we like latitude, but in this case. So, what thoughts do we have? What thoughts do you have, Tim?
I think I'd look at the chief for this one.
Chief?
As he puts his head down.
And, no, I'm
Looking
reading
at the
now.
word.
I got it.
Yeah.
So a lot of these seem vague, but part of the problem is, from an enforcement perspective, you want some latitude in there, so when situations present themselves that you can't identify everyone on today, you can address them. And so if somebody honks the horn, you know, because somebody's coming across, that's one thing. If somebody lays on the horn for a minute, that's not okay, you get cited. Like, again, so I know it seems vague again, but it's kind of the point of some of this stuff. And then that's why I asked
I
the
think
chief.
you have that leeway in there.
Because from
For
an
that
enforcement
flexibility.
perspective, that's where it really becomes critical. I mean, we can draft anything, put all kinds of stuff there, but it's really enforcement.
Because if you get too strict, that could hinder us too, to be able to enforce it.
Right, because that's what we were looking at, the refrigeration unit part, where that seems to be, I don't know, that seems to be.
What's the incident? Is it still a trailer running outside the grocery store? And what's?
Which has been, I don't think we've heard anything in the
No,
last
I haven't-
week or so, they've kind of
I
changed.
haven't got any complaints lately.
Yeah, they've
So,
kind of changed the way they've
yes.
been doing things, and,
The trucks are getting delivered earlier, correct? Is that what
they're getting,
yeah.
yes, I think they're trying to get them in the night before, and I mean, they've completely rerouted the way they do business to try to, you know, abate this.
So the issue's sort of paused for now?
At the moment,
And has any enforcement been taken with the current ordinances we have?
they were did they get a warning?
Just a warning, there was never anything written for it.
Yeah, so
For
Vermont's got a
refrigeration.
warning for
And
one
then there was
locus.
discussions with them
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
this section
for
in
sit-downs.
particular.
Sounds less.
That's part of what I think they.
I think they had a truck after that fact, they had a
We
truck.
got to
that
the
came in
point of
and
a
down.
final warning, and it seemed to have remedied itself up until today, because I haven't heard anything recently as far as any violations.
Yeah, and he had
And-
said they had like, a truck had like malfunctioned or something, and it was running
Correct.
for a long period of time.
And he had mentioned they were gonna adjust the hours to have it delivered earlier, which sounds like it might be the case, because we haven't heard, and we would've heard, they would've called, but I have not heard anything.
Yeah,
So that's a good thing, obviously.
yeah. So if you're comfortable with leaving it the way it is, we can leave it. We put this on our agenda for planning zoning because it was not working out at the time, and,
Because you don't wanna restrict yourself too much either, because that makes it harder. It hinders us to be able to enforce it in some circumstances as well.
pardon?
You don't wanna hinder us either as far as being able to enforce it if we get too strict.
Right.
Well, it's what it says, you know, I mean, so the flexibility there is a benefit to some regard.
Especially if it seems like it's kind of worked itself out already, so.
We can pause with it, I mean, these were the thoughts we had. We can pause with it, this doesn't have to be something that we do at the moment, and kind of see if the situation has worked itself out. If it hasn't, and, you know, I have a fear of where this could go, we may have to address it again. You know, I wouldn't want to get to a situation where we have, no matter when it happens, but it says it's not limited to that time period, so we want it to stop no matter what. And the other thing we saw was under 6-4-11, under specific prohibitions that are in violation of this section, number 2. Anytime ever, that just seems odd to me. I mean, is that something that should always be prohibited?
Which number are you referring to again?
Number 2, so under C2, yeah. So specific prohibitions is loading, unloading, and opening containers from any vehicle at basically any time. How do you ever unload?
Yeah, so it sounds like you can't do these things.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to unload your car.
I mean, I feel like at a minimum, that might need the time restraint of between the hours of, you know,
Yeah, I mean, like if you're
9 PM and 7
moving into a
AM.
house, you're gonna be making loud noises unloading a moving van.
Well-
Has this been an issue in the past, or?
No, we just happened to run into this when we started going over the noise ordinance, because I'm thinking basically it's any vehicle, how do you unload a truck? Very quietly,
Right.
yeah.
Well, especially because I know we did kind of point out that like with these, they're pretty specific about like parties and gatherings, but yet 2 is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, we looked at number 8, and the highlighting doesn't show up here, I had
Yeah.
highlighted it. You know, the noisy parties and gatherings, you can do, between the hours of 10 PM and 7 AM are prohibited. Monday through Thursday, on weekends, 11 PM and 7 AM. But otherwise, I suppose you could have a noisy party or gathering all day long at 8.
7:30 to, yeah.
Yep. But you better not unload a truck,
Yeah.
ever. So, if anything, we debated about with the loading and unloading, maybe add the time to that one between 9 PM and, 7 AM.
Yeah,
To make it
be
consistent with the rest of the noise. What do you guys think? You okay with adding a time to that thing, at least about the
As long as it's consistent with the other ones.
loading and unloading containers, the 9 PM to 7 AM?
Makes sense.
Yes.
Do you wanna wait with the rest of it and hope? And again, it's just consensus, because we would have to have you vote on it anyway, we would have to change the ordinance and have you vote. I know.
I mean, that's what you recommend.
You recommend not touching it.
He's living in the gray here, so.
It's fun in the gray sometimes, Marcy.
Yeah.
It's not an issue.
Yeah, I would say, if we haven't had any complaints, I'd just leave it.
All right. Well, it started with complaints, and then we started to kind of look at it and went, what's this doing here?
I'm gonna put a pause on that one.
We'll put a pause on
All
it
right.
until the next issue that comes up. Okay.
Okay, and the next planning and zoning meeting is Thursday, February 26th at 7 PM at the Village Hall. And that's all I have.
And that is happening, correct?
Yes. We'll check that out tomorrow.
Public Safety Committee, trustee Terry.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion authorizing Chief Galvin to apply for a 10,000 matching grants through the ComEd Powering Safe Communities Program to support the purchase of a police drone. This includes required training, insurance, and certification for a total of the project not to exceed $20,000. The grant is administered through a partnership between the Metropolitan Mayor Caucus and ComEd. The grant recipients must provide a match equal to the above amount of the grant funds awarded, and the grant application deadline is March 13th, 2026. So that money that we are pulling is actually going to be coming out of our budget that we have. We found some money in the budget along with, if we needed to pull into anything else, it would come out of our asset forfeiture reserve.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion?
Just out of curiosity, what are they projecting the price of the drone to be? Because if this goes through, it's a total of $20,000, right?
Total, yes.
Yeah,
So I think the
So
drone is
it's
between 9 and 12.
Yeah, give or take depending on, the quality of the drone itself and the capability.
$12,000 for the drone?
Between 8 and 12, depending on what we choose to go with.
You know which model of drone that is?
Not yet, no.
That's one hell of a drone.
I believe for, it's gonna have thermal and all that for nighttime.
Yeah, the police drones are a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
And then the ComEd grant, like I say, is 10, or like it says, is 10,000. And we would just match, so like, let's say it was 15,000 total for everything, then we would just be putting in 7,500 and
Oh,
ComEd would be doing
The way the
7,500.
ComEd grant works, like, we didn't get anything on it last year, but then 2 years ago, that's when we got the speed.
Oh, okay.
The school, or it's not the school zones, but the little speed boxes that you see
Gotcha.
around town,
Yeah.
I think we have 2 of them.
That was the only question I had.
Okay, roll call, any other discussion? Roll call?
Terry,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Cross,
Yes.
Miyachenko,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
And that concludes my report, Mayor.
Public Works Committee, trustee Gardner.
Thank you. The water building register report for the billing period November to December 2025 is enclosed. That's all I have.
Economic Development, Community Events, trustee Spencer.
Thank you. We just want to let everybody know the Youth Commission Mother-Son Dance registration is now up and running on the village website. That dance will be March 21st from 6 to 8. So, wanna go, get on there and register. That's all I have.
Is there any other business to come before the board? Do we need executive session?
Mary, Light Tower's coming tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Pardon?
Our Light Tower will be here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., not here, Public Works, 7 a.m.
Oh, nice.
We changed that terminology to replace old business and new business.
I like that, it's good.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Hey, Mayor, I have a question about the awning. You mentioned the garbage truck. Did we ever confirm it was the garbage truck that caused that damage, or are we speculating?
No speculation.
All right.
If we had better cameras.
Because the camera wasn't
I tried.
Thanks, Chief.
No problem.
It's easy to just blame it on the garbage guys.
Well, I mean, never know.
Plow truck.
All right.
It's green. I don't have a green plow truck.
I didn't know if somebody saw it or witnessed it.
No, no, no.
Would someone like to make a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss matters of personnel, 2C1?
I'll make that motion.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second,
Roll call?
Gardner,
yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Diachenko.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.